Hi everybody and welcome back to LL Sports TV. My name is Laurie, I'm your host. I'm joined by Kenya.
Hello, how are you?
And we will be talking today about how Arsenal can beat Real Madrid. Yes, Arsenal are playing Real Madrid. Why are you laughing? In the last 8 of this year's Champions League. The first game's on the 8th of April. It's at Arsenal. The following leg takes place a week after on the Wednesday on the 16th. Arsenal versus Real Madrid. No one's giving Arsenal a chance. Well, it would appear that no neutral's giving us a chance anyway.
Yeah.
Even some of the Arsenal fan base are not too confident. But we believe there is a chance. I mean,
there's a chance.
There's also a chance that this video could age really badly. But nevertheless, we have scoped out some ways that we think Arsenal can beat Real Madrid. Kenya?
Yeah.
What do you reckon? Can we beat them?
Yeah, you can beat any team, but it's just more of like how you turn up on the day and like if you're prepared. But yeah, I feel like you can't write us off, but obviously we're not the favourites to win it. Obviously Real Madrid are Real Madrid. They've won it like 15 times for a reason. Obviously, yeah, it's the biggest, it's actually the biggest club you could have got.
Yeah,
so,
you're right. I mean, the history of Real Madrid speaks for itself. Like you said, they're the record holders of the competition, won it 15 times. You look at the types of players who'll be up against Mbappe, arguably one of the best, if not the best players in the world. Bellingham,
Vinicius,
Rudiger, Vinicius Jr., Rodrigo,
Valverde,
Camavinga. I mean, it's a list of like quality players. You know what I mean? So it's going to be extremely difficult. But like Kenya says, no team is unbeatable, and Arsenal do have certain strengths. And I think if they get their tactics right, there is a chance that they could win the game. And I've made a little list of things that I think Arsenal should utilise if they're to try and beat Madrid. First thing I would say is obviously the goalkeeper and the defence have got to play out of their skills.
So important. There's no room for slip-ups. There's no room for just moving mad in general. You have to be locked in. Like, you almost have to play it like this is your last game you're ever going to play. You're going out like, right, this is it. My life is like on the line for this type of game. So, yeah, the defence.
But would you agree with me that the defence is the strongest part of Arsenal's team?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, 100%.
We've got an excellent goalkeeper, Raya. We've got 2 of the best fullbacks in the world.
Yeah.
And when those two are playing alongside each other, we've got
name me like 5 other better centre-back partnerships than Gabriel and Saliba. That speaks for itself,
He'd be struggling.
So, so much so that Real Madrid are after one of our centre-backs. Much so that one of their, Rudiger was there saying, I'd love to play with Gabriel and I'd love to play with Saliba. So that says a lot, isn't it? How good they are. It's testament to how good they are. So I'd say, our defence is our strongest asset. And I think
back during Timber, quality player, done really well.
For example, look at PSG, right? We saw Bradley Barcola give like Trent or whoever it was so much issues. He didn't get a sniff out of Timber. Timber just locked him up. When Timber played against Mo Salah for that 70 minutes against Liverpool, he locked him up. He didn't do anything. It's only when he came off that he started getting some joy. So it goes to show how good he is on his day when he like actually plays really well, which is almost all the time.
Yep,
he's really good. And going forward, he brings a bit as well.
Yep,
so
100% agree. Left back though is not quite as good.
Yeah, it's not as nailed on.
However, Miles Lewis-Skelly has come in. He's done a really good job. And listen, obviously it will be him or Calafiore, I would imagine.
Yeah.
But
Miles, man, I'd put Miles in.
At the moment, if Miles is playing the way he's playing, I would fancy him.
Yeah.
He's got the temperament.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely got the skills.
Exactly.
He's got the temperament. I think you know what I mean. So. Yeah, the defence is a big part of Arsenal at the moment, and I think if we can keep them to zip in at least one of those 2 games, got a great chance.
Yeah, 100%.
Controlled the midfield with tempo.
Yeah.
Listen, we know that Madrid, they thrive on quick transitions.
Yeah.
So we got to try and, if not dominate possession, but keep possession. Don't give away the ball.
Yeah, exactly.
We've got to keep it tight, be concentrated, control the tempo. The likes of Partey, Decarice, Odegaard. They've also got to try and disrupt Real Madrid's rhythm,
Exactly.
So that's going to be very important. At the same time, we've got to avoid getting turned over ourselves.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, two of those players in that midfield have played against Real Madrid, or has played with Real Madrid. Odegaard, obviously, he was at Real Madrid, but he's also played for Sociedad. And then Thomas Partey played for Atletico. So they know what it is to face that type of team. And they know the intensity you have to play at to, beat them. And you know, those are the two players I'd say mostly that you look at in the team like, right, we really need you to lead by example, because you've got the most experience for playing this team than anybody else here. We're looking at you to say, right, we can't give away the ball because Valverde, Modric, Tchouaméni, Camavinga, they're sweeping up. They're you know, that midfield speaks for itself. Yeah. So yeah, I agree. Our midfield, it has to be nailed on. The only downside is that obviously now Declan Rice is on 2 yellows, so he's got to be really careful in those 2 games. Otherwise, he'll miss a leg.
I get the impression that Declan Rice is going to play a pivotal role. If we're going to beat Real Madrid, he's getting back and forth, disrupting the play. You know what I mean? Doing that stuff in that number 8 role, that is going to be pivotal. Exactly. He's got to be on point. I mean, all of them have got to be on point. Yeah. That is a crucial role.
Can't put a foot wrong. You have to be like I said, it's like a do or die almost game.
That midfield battle is crucial. And like we said, they've got some quality players, but we also have quality players. And if we get our tactics right, do our due diligence, I think we can, you know what I mean, we can get some success there. Would you say that Real Madrid, if they do have a weakness, it would be their fullbacks and transition?
Yeah, defending? I would. Obviously, they've got a lot of injuries. Like, we saw Lucas Vazquez play. Like, there's no disrespect to him, but he's coming on with age. And also, he's someone that I feel like your winger should be trying to get change out of. And Ferland Mendy, he's gone down injured. We don't know if he might make it back for that leg, but it's probably unlikely. So again, you're looking at that defence like, right, really and truly the most experienced player in there is Rudiger. Obviously Rudiger speaks for himself, but again, he's next to Asensio, who's still really young. And then you've got kind of these fullbacks who are young, and or Lucas Vazquez, who's a bit older. Like, you should look at those target areas to think, right, wingers, you need to be explosive. But it also means that you're likely to get doubled up on. You're likely to have, I don't know, a Valverde or a Camavinga coming in to like really double up on your Ethan or your Martinelli, whoever it is. So you have to be, you have to try your best to exploit those areas. You've got to take every chance.
Absolutely.
Every chance. Like,
and listen, we do, I mean, let's hope and pray that Saka is back, because obviously that gives us a much better chance. But if he does play, and we got the likes of Wanyeri as well, people like that, we can get some joy out of those fullbacks. Yeah, exactly. It's not the strongest part of their team. Yeah, you know what I mean. So I do think that there is something to be said there. You know what I mean. Yeah, exactly. We can get some joy there. We've got pace, we've got explosivity with Martinelli, we've got tricky and pace with Wanyeri. Yeah, we can get behind them. Yeah, exactly. We can make things happen. So exactly. You know, quick diagonal balls behind their defence. Yeah, expose them a little bit. And really try and go at it. I think confidence is going to play a key part in this, the mental game. Real Madrid have some big game players, the likes of Mbappe, the likes of Jude Bellingham, Rudiger. The likes of
almost all of them, basically all of them.
Yeah, they're all quality players. They're all got tough mindsets. Yeah, you know what I mean. But I think if we can adapt and be mentally strong and resilient, I think that is a way as well.
Exactly.
I mean, get some joy out of these 2 games. You know what I mean? It's going to be difficult, but I think if
the first battle is always the mental battle.
That's right.
So if you go out there and you're like nervous, you're in 2 minds, you're never going to perform to your highest of heights. Yeah. So you have to almost slay the giant first in your mind before you even physically try to, you know, do what you know you can do. So
they've got to do what they know they can do. They've got to be confident and not fear the aura. You know what I mean? You have to show respect but not fear. Yeah, exactly. And I think when you're taking on a team like Real Madrid in a big game like this, or 2 big games like this, that counts for a lot. You saw Atletico Madrid, they did that yesterday. Yeah. They beat Madrid, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
They did beat Real Madrid even though they went out on penalties. Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? And I think one of the reasons for that is the way they approached the game.
Yeah, they started
fast. Without fear.
Yeah, they started fast and sharp. They kind of had a game plan. It's really actually unlucky that they went out, I think, because they played pretty well. But they started the game sharp. They exploited, like you said, they exploited the fullbacks. They exploited the weaker defence. You have to do that. Like, it's just,
you simply have to do. Yeah. Got to try and neutralise Vinicius and Rodrigo.
Yeah,
We've obviously got to do that with Mbappe as well. But Vinicius Junior is a key part of the way they play.
Yeah, exactly.
He needs to be neutralised.
Whoever's up against Vinicius Junior, just make sure you have a good night's sleep. Full meal. Just relax, nothing like, I don't, locked out for that week. You're just like in the game.
He'll be the one that's going to have to track back and help them out.
This is one of the best wingers in the world. Yeah. I know this season, he's maybe not been the same as last season, but he's still Vinicius Junior. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? The guy speaks for himself. Look what he did in the final. I think that says it all.
Yeah, 100%. Be clinical in front of goal. Now, Arsenal, I would imagine, they're not going to get too many chances over the 2 legs. But we will get some chances. We saw, again, when Atletico played Real Madrid, they had chances.
Yeah, exactly.
Unfortunately, they didn't take all of them, and they ended up going out, even though they won the game 1-0. We will get chances over these 2 legs. That goes without saying. Arsenal always create chances. We play a very possession-based game. We do keep the ball well. We create chances. We don't always take them, though.
Exactly.
In these 2 games, someone's going to have to step up and take the chance.
You must. I mean, I was speaking to AGT, who's obviously a Liverpool fan, and he always talks about that final that he had against Real Madrid. He's like, we had like 20 shots and they had 2 and they won it. So I think that sums up why you must take your chances. Look at how they beat City that one year, 5-4 or whatever, in the dying seconds of the game. Like, that is a team where when they're like, right, we're going to win it, do you know what I mean? They just decide it and they flip on that switch. Don't let that switch be turned on and you're still 0-0 or 1-0 or whatever and it's still a low score. You must, every chance, you need to be slotting that in. And I know it's difficult because they got Courtois in goal, who's massive and he's a really good goalkeeper, but you have to. That is the most important game you're ever going to probably play as a player, playing against the biggest team in the world. So you must take every chance. And then also, what does that do for you as a player if you score? You're thinking, right, I've scored against Real Madrid, best team in the world. I've scored against one of the best goalkeepers in the world. I've made their defence think about things. And also, it means they now have to open up and it gives us more room to attack. So, yeah, you're absolutely right. Being clinical is the most important thing. Because if your defence is good, that's fine. But the reality is there's a factual thought about football. If you do not score a goal, you cannot win a game. And you must score a goal. Simple as that.
Absolutely. You're not going to win if you don't score.
You're not going to score. You know what I mean? You're not going to win if you don't score. So you have to score.
And we've not been scoring a lot recently. But if we do... Listen, we've not been scoring a lot recently. But having said that, we scored 7... in the Champions League against PSV, and I know
we know PSV
are not Real Madrid, but you know the point I'm making.
Exactly.
You get the chances, you put them away. You know what I mean? You've got a very good chance of winning.
Exactly. That's why Atletico didn't go through, because if you watched last night, they smelt blood, but they didn't go for the kill. They couldn't get it done. They were trying to do all these fancy things, just blast it in the net, score.
Yeah. I mean, and one way in which we can get goals against Real Madrid, I mean, we've not got too many recently from set pieces, but I think set pieces do offer Arsenal
I agree.
An opportunity in which to score some goals in this tie.
Yeah, I agree.
So
we're a very tall team. And
Nikola Jovic.
Yeah, rise.
Come to the fore.
We need you, literally.
I mean?
Yeah, this is a time where, like, you're right, set pieces, corners, all of these things, these little tools that we have in our pocket, you must be getting them all out now. And you're right, I'm using my toolbox. Yeah. I'm using my spanner, I'm using my hammer, I'm using my whatever. And you must use it all to your ability. So
and it's the small percentages in football.
Yeah,
those little things that you wouldn't necessarily think of. Another shooting from outside the box when you get the opportunity. You know what I mean? You know, being brave and just being brave.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Set pieces, stuff like that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You know,
you can't be too timid.
Exactly. Use all routes, whether they're conventional or non-conventional.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you got to be on it. So you know, I think there's enough there.
Yeah.
That if Arsenal do adapt and get their tactics right. And I think that there's an opportunity we can win. I mean, everyone's writing Arsenal off.
I think that's it's almost good that we're getting written off, because you know what people say when there's no pressure or when there's pressure on us, we fold. And I'm like, obviously it's a massive pressurized game, but you know, this is a perfect opportunity to show actually when the pressure's on, we can deliver, we can do it. And like you said, we're not the favourites at all. Real Madrid are, and that's perfectly fine. I mean, they deserve that title in that sense because of how much they've won, and they're, you know, the kings of this competition. But this is a perfect time to prove yourself as a young and up and coming team, to say, actually, we're here and we're going to make a good account of ourselves and we want to make it through.
Well said. Well, that's all we're going to say for now. We will be doing a more detailed, breakdown of the game prior to the first leg, which is in just over a week or so's time?
Yeah, or 2 weeks
maybe?
2
weeks' time.
Yeah, something like that.
April the 8th is the first game, so we will be back doing a much more detailed breakdown, and by then we'll probably know more who's going to start, things like that. But this was just an initial video to just say to people, listen, it's not beyond the realms of possibility that Arsenal could win. There's been a lot of negativity. As I said, none of the neutrals give us a chance, but that's fine. But even amongst our own fan base, I've seen a lot of people today online. I spoke to a few people in the building saying, nah, we're not going to go, we're not going to beat them. We can beat them. They were beaten by Atletico Madrid. Yes, I know that they went out penalties, but it's a very close game. It could have gone either way. We should go into this game with a positive approach. And if we do some of the things that myself and Kenya spoke about today, myself and Kenya firmly think that it is a game, it is a tie that we can win. So keep it tuned on LL Sports TV. Thanks so much, Kenya, for coming in and giving us much wanted knowledge. And thanks to you guys for supporting the channel. If you're new here, please like, share and subscribe. We are out. Catch you on the next one. Bye.